Rise and shine. I wonder if that was on the video. Good morning, lads. Let me just... Oh, I should have done my hair. Fuck. Not prepped. Not prepped enough. Just going to do a quick tech check. Make sure I'm pouring my heart and soul into this video and people can see it. Double check. The Regans Rugby first team. Perfect. Lovely. All right, lads. Good morning. Hope you're having a swell week. Maybe you finished rugby on the weekend. What did you do? What are you going to do tonight with your Tuesday nights? What a crazy time of year. Two things before I get into the video. Number one is... three things, because it's quite a cool topic actually. I've got a few good points to make. First one is, if you're with me live, chuck a like on there, say hello, whatever you want. Nice to see you this Tuesday. Number two, if you're watching in the future, please comment replay so I know what time of day you guys are watching these. And number three, because I've got a few interesting topics, please add in whatever you like to. Please add in if you have suggestions, if you agree, if you disagree, because hopefully I'm gonna change your mind on a couple of things, and maybe you might disagree, and maybe you might get offended. No, you won't get offended, but hopefully it's gonna be a useful 15 minutes for you guys. You might be with me in a video, you might be watching on a podcast, wherever you are. Cheers for tuning in. Right, liquid calories. So, a big thing that I've experienced myself in research, doing personal training and running online fitness programs, is liquid calories fucking add up. And you don't really associate liquid calories as something that may be causing you to put on weight, because it's so quick. Bang, orange juice, done. Bang, pints. You rugby lads love pints. Us rugby lads, sorry. Bang, pint, 200 calories. Bang, orange juice, 400 calories. Bang, pint of Coke, 500 calories. So it's very quick, and it's not associated with something that's unhealthy. Not that all those things I just mentioned are unhealthy. And as I go through this video, I'll be winding round to 2 points that it's not just about the calories. I'm going to mention calories, I'm going to mention sugars, but it's not just about bringing your total calories down. That is a useful tool to get your weight down. It's also about what builds up your daily calorie intake. Some trainers, some famous fitness pages might say, oh, just eat less calories, but you could eat whatever you want. It's like, well, you might lose body fat if you have 1800 calories, but if you have 1800 calories of McDonald's and do loads of drugs, then you're probably not going to feel very good. But anyway, it's not just about bringing the calories down. It's important what goes into your daily nutrition, and not just so that your body fat comes down, but that you feel good and you've got enough nutrition in your body. But I'm going to mention sugar a couple of times, and I'll just give a brief overview of sugar, why you want to not avoid that, but why too much can hurt. When you have a big dump of sugar, your blood sugar goes up. You have energy for 1 or 2 hours, and then it comes down. And you lads, maybe ladies listening, having waves in your day is fucking shit. It's like, if you start the day, you have a wave, big milky coffee with loads of sugar, and then by like 10, 11, you're slumped. And then lunch, you have a sugary lunch. You come up and down. Like, you don't want these up and down waves. So that's why we're trying to avoid like massive sugar dumps. And number two is you can develop diabetes, because if you have these waves so much, your body doesn't get as good as bringing it down, which is why you need to have sort of insulin injections and whatever. So your sugar might come up and then it might stay there, and then you're totally fucked. So there's the two reasons why I'll be kind of hating on sugar. It's not the worst thing in the world. Sugar is not the worst thing. Even a little sugar in a tea every now and again. But hammering these things I'm going to talk about all day, every day, will probably cause you to gain weight, probably cause you to not feel at your best throughout the day, and potential chance of developing type 2 diabetes. Plus, they all taste fucking amazing. Sugar tastes great, so you're going to want to have more. So there's another reason why you don't want to get used to smash it in you. Right, one topic. First one. I'm going to ruin everyone's day here. Orange juice, or fruit juices. Fruit is healthy. I don't care what anyone says. There is sugar in it, but there's also tons of vitamins and minerals, and it's grown from the earth. It's one of the few things that people eat on every day that's actually grown from a plant and not fucking processed. But a fruit juice that you get, a Tropicana, a fucking Sainsbury's orange juice, Tesco apple juice, is not as beautiful as the adverts say, and it's not the image that you think it is. It's not these nice men in South America picking these apples off and then putting it into a grinder and oh, here you go, nice English man, you can have this nice hand pressed apple. No, it's fucking not like that. It's all churned through. It's all loads of bullshit. They get loads of twigs in there, there's loads of leaves in there, there's loads of shit in there, and what they do is they boil it down. So they boil out all the liquid, so there's like a little powdery shit, and then they transport it, because that makes it lighter, and transporting heavy things costs money. They transport it to the country where it's going to be used, and then they pump syrup in with loads of sugar and water in and whatever. So what you've got in this carton is not Miguel's hand-pressed bullshit from South America. It's just syrup bullshit, syrupy water with often an orange flavour. If you go to Spain or wherever, typical places, Spain obviously, and you have freshly pressed oranges, that's bloody glorious. That's the real deal, and it's very different, often quite a sour taste compared to the sugary junk you're used to having. And here's a little data for you. Did my homework. In a typical orange juice, they always give you per 100 ml on the side, but who has 100 ml? That's about 2.5 shots. No one has 100 ml. Per 100 ml, it's basically sugar, and it's 13 grams of sugar, maybe 1 gram of carbohydrate, which is 62 calories. Done my homework on this one, lads, don't worry. But no one has 100 ml. In fact, those little tiny things that they call a breakfast in a bottle is 250 ml. I'm going to say we don't have that. Let's say you're having a solid glass. Let's say you're having breakfast with your friends. You have a solid glass and you refill it. Let's call it 400 ml. If you're having 400 ml of OJ, this amazing fruit, magical, healthy thing, that is going to be, I didn't do the maths in my head though, 248 calories. 248 calories. And if you're looking to reduce your calories, you're probably going to have less than 2,000 per day, probably, unless you're a big lad and you don't need to bring it down that much. So 248 calories is, I'm shooting myself in the foot with all these maths calculations, an eighth of all your total calories, and that's a tiny little glass of OJ. And if you have been told by these marketing companies and by Tesco and by Tropicana that it's one of your 5 a day and all this kind of bullshit, if you guzzle one of those every single day, then that's an eighth of your weekly total calories from sugar water, because it's not orange juice. But anyway, what I suggest, if you like your orange flavours, and you're probably going to get butthurt by this, is a squash. Now I'm not in England, I realise squash is a very UK thing, and it's not around the world. But squash is concentrated. Yes, there's some chemicals in it. Yes, it's not real fruit juice. But I'm gauging on shots here. I've got shots on the mind. You probably have half of a shot of the squash, like 20 ml, and then the rest is water. So number one, it's only 20 ml of this thing. You're not guzzling it down, and you're having a pint of water with it. So that's a plus. You get the orange taste, you get apple taste, pear, fruit, whatever. You get that taste, but instead of having sugary, syrupy water, which is all lies, you are having half a shot of syrup, sugary syrup, and the rest is water. So in my eyes, that's better. You drink more water. You're not guzzling, quick maths, 52 grams of sugar plus 240 calories. Well, I'm going through these slowly. Sorry, lads, if they're a bit boring. Right, number 2, milk. So maybe not talked about too much. When I was in a gym and talking about bodybuilding and strongman, whatever, milk was like the big amazing thing. And what it is good at is putting on weight. I haven't been talking about too much of this since I've been focused on weight loss plans with regansrugby.com, but I just wanted to talk about milk because people think that milk is this basically a protein shake, and that some people say, oh, I have milk instead of protein shake because protein powder is bad for you. It's another topic for another day. And people think that milk is just this protein shake, which it's not. And again, lads, I've done my homework. I've done my bloody homework on this. So, again, they say per 100 ml because on the side of the carton, they got to lie to you and say 100 ml. Who the fuck drinks 100 ml of anything? Unless it's booze, which we're going to get onto later. Per 100 ml. Normal milk, I think semi-skim milk, 5.5 grams of sugar. Still a lot, not as much as orange juice, but it's half the amount of orange juice. 3 grams of protein, which is not too much. People think it's fucking packed with protein. There's double the amount of sugar as protein, and 1.5 grams of fat. So there's still double the amount of sugar than there is protein. So you're not just having a protein shake. A whey protein shake is probably like 95% protein and maybe a little bit of sugar. And this is, I've fucked myself with the maths. I'm not going to do percentages that quick. This is 5.5 grams of sugar and 3 grams of protein. So it's not this mega craze, amazing protein shake thing that the milk companies say and this random athlete on Instagram who gets paid to say it says. I actually don't have an alternative for milk. A different topic is going to be the vegan alternatives. That's not what I'm going to. I'm going into the calorie impacts. That's my cat. Oh, she's going to go for a jump really. No, she's not. Great, she ruined my video. So there's no milk alternative that I can suggest that. Oh, there she is again. Hoppa. No, she's not. How distracting. I lost myself. She's going to go. Ready? Hoppa. There we go. I was talking about milk because I'm going to talk about coffees. After this? No, coffee's in 2 points. Don't worry, guys. We've got a long video. Got nice homework today. So if you want to put on weight, and if you're a rugby player in the season and you want to get the calories in, I would suggest smashing some milk, even some whole milk, because that's got more goodness in. But if you're trying to lose weight, or if you're telling your kids, yeah, have a big pint of milk, it's full of protein. There's double the amount of sugar than protein. So anyway, next one, fizzy drinks. Fizzy drinks in general. Obviously, the main comparison I'm going to do is a full sugar version compared to a low calorie version. And this is where I'm reverting back to the start of the video where I was talking about your daily nutritional intake is not a calorie only measurement. It's not just about calories. I think fizzy drinks are garbage. I didn't even look up the sugars. I think it's the same as orange juice. You know what? I'm on my computer. Let's go Coca-Cola. Oops, can't type because the pressure's on. Coca-Cola Nutrition. I think it's the same as orange juice, and I actually want to make that a fact. Oh, look how hard Coca-Cola make it for you to find the nutrition. Isn't that funny? Isn't that funny that it's not top of the list? I wonder why they do that. Right, Coca-Cola Nutrition. Let's see if they say per 100 ml again, because they're fucking liars. Yeah, per 100 ml. Oh! Ooh! I think that can't be right. It says 50 grams of sugar per 100 ml. Now, I know it's terrible for you, but I definitely don't think that's the case. These guys are wrong. This is per the whole drink, I think. Fucking Sainsbury's. Idiots. Yeah, per 500 ml. Silly gooses. Okay, so per 100 ml, at least they didn't lie, which is good. Per 100 ml, 10.6 is less sugar than the orange juice. Wow, guys. Mind blown. I was not even aware. Orange juice has got more sugar in it than a Coca-Cola. Anyway, back to the video. So yeah, trash. Not as bad sugar-wise as orange juice. That's a fact that I didn't know. Look at that. You learn every day. Every day is a school day. Obviously, the diet versions, they are better on the calorie scale. And for an immediate calorie drop, someone might want to swap to the diet drinks. I've heard people, I didn't know this existed until I did regansrugby.com, and I was helping people who have been like addicted to sugary drinks, and they say, oh, Pepsi Max doesn't taste the same as Pepsi. It's like, mate, get over it. Fucking hell. If you're 25 stone and your health is terrible and your doctor's told you that you need to change or something terrible is going to happen, you can have a slightly different tasting drink. Even though I would say diet drinks are still garbage, a little general rule of thumb is if you read the ingredients and if you can't pronounce them, then it's probably not very good for you. And don't say, oh, you said drink squash and squash hasn't got, squash has got chemicals in. But I also said you're going to have like 20 ml of squash, not a pint of it. So don't call me out on that one. So swapping for a diet drink is a stepping stone. But if you can not have those diet drinks, then I think your insides are going to help you a lot more. Health and these programs is not just about the body fat percentage on your body and how you are looking. It's also internal and it's also mental, which is a whole nother bloody topic. What I do, I'm a PT, I'm a bit keno on this. I only discovered this last year. I only discovered sparkling water last year. Not only discovered it 2 years ago. Not discovered it. I only started drinking it because I didn't like it. I don't know why I didn't like it, but I just didn't like it. But now, if I fancy something fizzy, which you do get that crave every now and again, instead of getting a Coke, or I would actually... when's the last time I got a full-fat Coke? The last time I got a full-fat Coke is when I was sick and I had tonsillitis and I couldn't eat and I had no calories in my body for like 2 days, and I decided to have a Diet Coke. I decided to have a full-fat Coke because I needed the sugar. Anyway, off topic again. Where was I going? Oh yeah, having a fizzy water, for me, sparkling water, it gives you that fizzy taste and ipso facto, job done. But that's me. I'm a mega keno. If you're drinking full fat drinks, don't, or have less. If you swap to diet drinks, it's better, but it's not like diet drinks are healthy for you. In fact, they're terrible for you. I know someone personally who goes through a crate of Diet Coke per day, like 24 cans, and they've done it for like 10 years. And this person boasts, I don't smoke, I don't drink, I do this. It's like, fucking bravo, your guts are going to be rotting from the inside. So definitely don't do that. And if you want to try my trick, have a fizzy water, or fizzy water with a little bit of squash. Try that one out, lads. Right, next one. Hot drinks. Oh, we love a bev. We love a hot bev in England, UK, wherever you're watching this from. Hot drinks. Oh, God, that's another topic I'm quite passionate on. Teas, generally. I'm not talking about caffeine. I'm not talking about caffeine in this whole video. It's about calories, sugars, whatever. Teas on the whole are gonna be okay, unless you're one of these geezers that has half of it milk. Then you can listen to my next point. But tea is okay, because most people, if they have a plain tea, maybe a herbal tea or a fruit tea, you guys know I fucking love fruit tea, then there's no milk in those. But if you're having a normal English brew or British brew, I don't want to offend anyone who's from the other parts of the British Isles, because there's many of you guys in here. If you're having tons of milk, then if you're having tons of milk, like a white tea, listen to the next topic, which is coffees. So, I didn't explain. Tea and coffee is flavoured water. That should have been before that. So the tea on itself and the flavoured coffee, and the coffee is just flavoured water. Then the next topic was about tea. Most teas are fine unless you have a big, massive white tea. And the coffees are the danger, because of the milk content. And I explained the milk content earlier. If you weren't here for that, then do a quick rewind. So people don't know that in cappuccinos, lattes, whatever, there's an espresso, which on its own might have like 3 or 4 calories, and it gives you the caffeine boost that you want, and the rest is milk. Either it's frothy milk or just hot milk or whatever. And as I explained earlier, milk per 100 ml has, I didn't write the calories down. 60 calories. So let's say you got a large latte, right? Large latte, let's say you had 300 ml of milk in there. which is, quick maths, 180 calories. Plus the espresso, 184 calories. And let's say you had 2 sugars in there as well. I don't even know how much sugar is in a teaspoon. I'm going to be conservative and say 5. So 5 grams of sugar in calories is 20. So you're going to have 204 calories in that large latte, yeah? So 204 calories, most of it is sugar in that large latte. So you're going to have your spike after, oh yeah, life is great, and then you're going to drop. And if you're doing that spike and drop for 20 years, you're going to get diabetes. And also 200 calories. If you're having 3 large coffees, if you have one in the morning, you have one at lunch, you have one before gym or in the day, that's 612 calories. Look at that maths. 612 calories. I'll come back to you, Tom. 612 calories per day. And again, as I said, if you're looking to reduce your calories, you're maybe going around 2,000 or under. 600 is almost a third of your daily calorie intake. And also, I'm not sure if you know, a pound of body fat is 3,500 calories. So you need to reduce your calorie intake, your net energy balance, by 3,500 calories for your body fat to drop by 1 pound. Now, if you're having 600, I've got my calculator out for this. If you're having 600 calories per day, all right, let's do it perfect. 612. Don't worry, lads. 612 times 7, you're having 4,284 calories just in your coffees. So you're putting on over a pound of body fat every single week from coffee. So the alternative for that, number 1, get over your milky, sugary shit. If you want a buzz in the morning, if you want an afternoon buzz, have an espresso, have a black coffee. Again, what's more important? If you're very overweight, very unhealthy, and coffee is the main thing pulling you down, you should be willing to swap it slightly for an espresso or for something, or just for a tea. I think there's more caffeine in tea, it just takes longer to hit your system. But yeah, if you're having 3 fat lattes, if you're going to Greg's in the morning for a latte, if you have a latte mid-lunch, if you're having a latte after lunch, whatever, 600 calories, just FYI. So if you can swap that, that means without doing anything, without changing your activity, without changing nutrition, without stopping snacking, you're going to drop 4,200 calories per week, which is going to be over 1 pound of body fat. I got that in. Tom, what about if you have skimmed milk and shave it and make it a skinny latte? Mate, I have no idea what shave it means. I have no idea what a skinny latte means. However, I do know that skimmed milk has 0 fat. So let's do some bloody live maths. I'm on the spot here. I think, in fact, I know it's the same sugar and I know it's the same protein. So 100 mil, 5.5. There's 4 calories in a gram of sugar and a gram of protein, by the way. So we're going to go 8.5, because that's 5.5 sugar and 3 protein, times 4. So that means you're having 34 cal in 100 mil. Espresso is 4 cal. So let's say, Tom, I don't know what a skinny latte is, sorry bud. Let's say you have an espresso which is 4 cals, and if you have 100 mil of latte, which is going to be not a lot. All right, let's say 150. 34 times 1.5 is 51, plus the shot of 55 calories. So I don't know what you explained, Tom, but if you have 150 mil of skimmed milk with an espresso, it's 55 calories, which is a lot better than 200, a lot better. But the same question is, if you're having 4 of those a day, that is 220 calories. 220 calories during the whole day, which is a chocolate bar. So the amount of coffee you're having, if you desire that milk, and if you're having no sugar, Tom, well done having no sugar, is about the same as a chocolate bar. And you probably don't need to cut that out. That is a healthier alternative, Tom. But let's say we got further down the line, or you're not on my training program. If you're on my training program and if you lost weight consistently and then on week 7 it stopped dropping, then that would be something to reduce, because if you took 200 calories out over the week, 200 times 7, 1,400, you're losing nearly half a pound of fat extra just from changing that. So I hope that helps, Tom, and thanks for the question. Anyone else? If you're not in the group, join the group, Regan's Rugby First Team. Jump in on all these Q&As. I've got a podcast recording later with a friend of mine who's another physio and online coach. So that's my take on hot drinks. I hope that helps. Cat's distracting again. I hope that helps. Now, the last one. The killer. Oh, Jesus, I've been talking for 24 minutes. Christ, I did not... Oh, what's my calendar like? No, I'm good. Fucking hell, I thought this was going to be a 15-minute video. Next one. The big bastard. The one we all love. Booze calories. Now, I talk about this often because it's a hot topic for all my boys. My cat's scratched on the door now. She's going to be very distracting. Very hot topic. I'm going to try and buzz through quick because I did not know this video was that long. Booze is terrible. Absolutely terrible for you. For your training, calorie-wise, for your mental state, for weight gain. Absolutely terrible. If anyone cuts out booze, you're going to feel the healthiest you have your whole life, is the disclaimer. However, most people in here probably drink every weekend. It might be a few beers, it might be 50 plus a few beers. Most people in here drink. So, again, I'm going to give you some calorie reducing tactics, which could bring down your total calorie intake for the week, which means that you hopefully should lose some weight if that is a goal of yours. So I'm going to quick overview of types of booze and calories. A neat liquor, a gin, a vodka, a whiskey is roughly 60 calories. A bottle of beer, Beck's, Peroni, whatever, is about 120 calories. A pint of beer, Guinness, Foster's, whatever, is about 180 to 200 calories. And a glass of wine is about 120 calories. And a Prosecco, I didn't write in my notes, is about 90 calories. That's actually quite a low-cal option. So, you have options. I mean, rugby's finished, but let's say you're after a rugby game. You have options. After a rugby game, you're drinking from 4 o'clock until 4 o'clock. No, 4 o'clock until whatever, 10 o'clock. I'm going to use the round number of 10 because back when I was playing, it's probably a standard number of pints. If you have 10 pints after a game, you could be chugging in 2,000 calories. And the goal, hello. And the goal, this is my second pet, interrupting the fucking video. And the goal after a rugby game, get pissed with the boys, blah, 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 another thing. So, can you get pissed with the boys having other drinks than beer? Yes. Do you swap to gins or vodkas by the end of the night anyway? Yes. If you just bring that forward to near the start of the night, can you still have as much fun with the boys? Yes. So let's say you have 1 pint after the game because you are dick of the day or man of the match or whatever. 200 calories. If every drink after that is a JD Diet Coke or a gin and slim tonic, is that a thing? I don't know gins. Gin and slim, or a vodka soda lime, or something diet, you are having 9 times 60 calories, which is 540. So instead of having 2,000 calories, you are having 740 calories, which is, oh, this is a real maths lesson right here. 112, 60 calories less than you would if you just had 10 pints all the time. And now, again, if we go back to the fat calculator, fucking hell, I did not prep for this. 1260, if you do that every week, times 4, you're saving yourself over 5,000 calories, which is 1.5 pounds of body fat. So just by swapping your drinks, you're not doing anything else, you're not training more, you're not changing your food at all. By swapping your drinks, over a month, you could lose over 1.5 pounds of body fat by changing nothing else. So if you're looking at these, I mean, the coffee one was per week. The coffee one, you could lose £1 pound per week if you go from big lattes, 3 lattes a day to 3 espressos. And if you cut your drinking on the weekend from 10 pints to 1 beer, I do love a beer. I don't want to alienate beers, but if you're overweight and you want to drop weight, cutting the pints down is probably going to help. If you have 1 beer and then you swap to shorts, you're cutting 1260 calories, which over the month is over 5,000, which is 1.5. So you could be dropping 5.5 pounds per month, and all you're doing is changing the liquid calories. or you don't give a fuck about any of this and carry on living your life. But if you do want to bring your body fat down and you don't have too much time extra and you don't have the mental capacity yet to cook different foods, to research different things, to whatever, changing these liquid calories could really help. You know what? In fact, if you had a bloody OJ every morning, this is the last maths. Last maths. OJ every morning, 240 calories. If you have 3 coffees, 600 calories. Fizzy drink, or let's say you have a Coke, a normal Coke every 3 days. So 2 Cokes a week, that's 50 sugar, which is 400 calories of Coke. And let's say you have 10 pints on the weekend, 2,000 calories. You are having 40 calories per week. 40 calories per week. All of those which could be swapped for lower calorie options. Let's make it easy and say you swap all those. Okay, let's make it easy and say you cut all those out. Let's say you decided to not drink anymore. That goes down to 0. Cokes, let's say you swapped to Diet Coke. You're not perfect, but you're doing a good job. 0. Coffees go down to espressos, which is 12 calories. We're going to call that 0. And the orange juice changes to squash. Let's call that 0. So, if you cut out all those liquid calories, you're losing 3,240 calories out of your week. And as I explained, a pound of body fat is 3,500. So you could lose a pound of body fat per week without changing your exercise, without changing your normal daily routine, habits, whatever. That's a bloody cool statistic. Didn't know I'd be delving in that much. Anyway, I have blabbed on way more than I intended to. But people have come on, so hopefully that's good. If you watch in the future, please comment replay so I know when you are here. And I'm quickly just going to mention the success stories because that was meant to be most of this video. Russell Sherfield joined the Rugby Fit program. I know he's on the Summer Bod program. Sorry, last week. And he lost a massive 2.2 kilos in the first week. A lot of routine changing for him, a lot of habit changing, and a lot of excuse cutting out. So well done, Russell, for the big change. Brian, long-term member, dropped 0.8 kilos without doing any training last week. He's been injured and had crazy work, but by monitoring his food every day, his weight came down. Sam Goddard, been on and off the program for a long time, and he just came back from an off phase, so he's back on it and lost 1.5 kilos. First week, he's been logging everything, so well done, Sam. And Ryan Smith has had a hella crazy couple of months, not really dived into the training fully yet, but he started logging his food the last couple of weeks. I think the last week I mentioned him dropping like 2 kilos, and this week is 1 kilo. So well done, lads. Anyway, Jesus, did not expect to talk for 32 minutes. I guess I just love the sound of my voice, so I went, no, that's a joke, a terrible joke to finish on. I'm not a douchebag like that. Anyway, if you're watching, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. And if you're listening, get involved in the group, Regan's Rugby First Team on Facebook. That's about it. I've got another podcast later, so I've got another hour of video to you lads at 11 o'clock. So sit tight and wait for that. All right, guys, have a good day. Any questions, comment on the video. Cheers. Peace out.